Here's the truth. Some guests check in like they're here to relax. Others check in like they're building a legal case. So if you ever had someone threaten a refund because your living room was 2 degrees too warm, this one is for you. I've been hosting for a while now, and I've seen pretty much different colors, from mosquito complaints to like someone actually doing a dust documentary to identify all the dust particles and the listing. So here are 5 tips I've actually used myself that saved me time, stopped me from stressing and pulling out my hair, from people that decided to treat Airbnb hosts like their personal butlers. Okay, here we go. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. Today we're talking about the not so glamorous side of hosting a difficult guest. Okay, tip number 1, proactive communication saves you. If something feels off, don't overlook it. Spend your time to check with the staff. Whatever your gut feeling is telling you, listen to that, because chances are that 5-minute check is gonna spare you from a 2-week refund debate with the guest. I had one of those gut feelings once, and what did I do? I chose to ignore it. Big mistake. The guest checked in, then proceeded to send me like 10 pictures of random things in the listing, including specks on the mirror, throw that was slightly tilted. And now that I think about it, if I just spent a bit of time to do a final walkthrough, I was gonna avoid that whole unnecessary drama. Now, what do? I just don't gamble anymore when it comes to double checking and making sure that the place is neat and nice and good to go. Okay, tip number 2, hold your ground when it's performative. What do I mean by this? The difference between a real issue and an Oscar level acting. Once you spot the drama, don't play into it. You've identified it, because one thing you don't want to do is turn this reservation into a free vacation, because people will push for that. Who doesn't like free things? You have to stay polite, but just try your best to not get finessed. Look, one time I even had a guest swore up and down that my listing was labeled as a full unit. So this was when I had the listing back in Ontario. So we get into this discussion where they claim that, oh, it wasn't clear enough, it wasn't this, it wasn't that, and that obviously we, the hosts, are the shady ones, right? And so they end up calling Airbnb, and obviously the thing is labeled shared listing. It's in the category and the description. There's even like a tag that says that like the host lives on site. So like, how didn't you see that this was a shared listing? I understood that a lot of people just go on these booking platforms. No one is reading. If you booked $1,600, so like a $2,000 monthly stay somewhere, and for some reason you want to change your mind, it's easier to lie and hopefully get a refund. I think in those situations, it's always best to stay calm, and you have the facts, keep the receipts, and you're gonna be good. So how do you book a week somewhere and you don't know who is gonna be staying there with you? You can't even ask. Okay, tip number 3, document everything. You don't wanna be caught off guard, especially when you have a guest that decided to turn their staycation or vacation into some form of crime investigation, and they'll have a full-on camera roll. Match it. Please take pictures, photos under the bed, spaces of whatever you need to take a picture of, even if it's like a suspicious interaction you don't feel good about. You can always screenshot it, save it, whatever. If you have no facts, you have no evidence, no one is gonna take your side, especially when you're using a third-party booking platform and you're not doing bookings on your own site. You have the platform acting as a mediator, and if you have nothing to say to defend yourself or your case, it's gonna be a 50-50, flipping a coin and seeing who's right or who's wrong. So just don't put yourself in that situation. Document everything as much as possible. It has to be documented, because people can easily twist stuff and manipulate the truth to get what they want. I once had a guest that lifted a zero clearance bed. Literally, there was no space under the king bed. That bed was the hugest and heaviest thing you could think of. We clean that bed occasionally because it requires quite a bit of manpower to actually lift it up. Look, I don't even know what this person's mission was. So ever since that guest slash investigator went into my listing, I now treat every clean like it's the last thing I do before I leave this planet. Because I don't want to be casted on CSI Airbnb edition. No, like you come there, everything looks like the picture and it's gonna be exact, ideal, perfect. That's it. Okay, tip number 4, don't let guests burn you out. You are a host, you're not a 24/7 concierge therapist. You need to set clear boundaries, and you're not gonna send someone to go into one of your guest listings at 10 p.m. to start clapping to kill mosquitoes when the windows have been purposely left open for like a ridiculous amount of time. No, that's not what we're doing now. Oh boy, so this takes me to a story that I have to tell you guys. So my listings in West Africa do not have cleaning included in the initial price. My pricing is competitive, so he decided to ask for cleaning once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and this was just daily. And I'm really respectful of my staff. I've done this job of getting the place ready, cleaning the place, getting it set up. So I know how tiring it can get, and especially when you have difficult guests that may not be so empathetic, right? They just feel like, okay, this should be included. So no, like that was a difficult situation to navigate. Obviously, I had to tell him that, sir, like you gotta have to tip the assistants that are gonna come and clean the place, and that the cost that you're paying does not include cleaning. Because at the end of the day, you're running a business and it's not a charity, and people are not just gonna put their energies into your thing for no reason. Tip number 5, don't be afraid of involving Airbnb support, whatever platform, especially if you're using a third-party platform for your reservations. Don't be afraid of involving them early. Make it clear that their behavior isn't aligning with my expectations. This doesn't make sense. I'm already taking the steps in case this escalates into something else. Please just don't wait till the guest checks out and leaves you this beautiful 2-star novella before involving the Airbnb platform. You want the platform to have your back, if anything. Difficult guests are part of the game, but don't let that discourage you. Set your limit, document everything, like if your payout depends on it, because sometimes it does, and follow all the other tips that I also mentioned in this video. If you've ever had your guests turn your listing into a courtroom, a full-on drama set, or just went refund hunting, please drop your story in the comments below. And guys, this is it. These are all the tips I had today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and see you guys next time.